You don't need a pro shop, just the right tools. Today, 10 problem solvers that fix woodworking's biggest headaches: holding, cutting, and finishing. Let's get into it.
Number 1. Micro Jig Match Fit Dovetail Clamps. Imagine having rock-solid work holding without a single clamp blocking your router, sander, or chisel. That's exactly what the Match Fit system delivers. Instead of shelling out cash for bulky T-tracks, you simply route a dovetail-shaped groove directly into your workbench, sacrificial board, or custom jig, then drop these clamps right in. The real genius lies in the X-Pad design. As you tighten, it applies downward and lateral pressure simultaneously, pinning your workpiece flat against the table and eliminating the need for a second clamp. It handles round stock like dowels or turned legs with surprising ease too. Slip some spacers underneath and you've got unrestricted top access for hand planing, routing, or detail sanding. One simple groove unlocks endless clamping possibilities across your entire shop.
Number 2. Pony Portable Work Table. Not everyone has a dedicated workshop. Maybe you work in a garage, a driveway, or a spare room. You need a solid surface that doesn't take over your life when the project is done. That's where this pony table shines. It flips between a sawhorse and a workbench in seconds, so you're ready for anything from breaking down plywood to assembling cabinets. The aluminum legs keep it light but surprisingly tough. As a table, it holds 500 pounds. As a sawhorse, it handles up to 1,000. You get 4 clamps, 4 bench dogs, and safety straps included right in the box. No chasing down extra accessories. The height adjusts across 6 positions, from 30 inches to 35, which saves your back during long sanding sessions. When you're finished, it folds completely flat. Slide it behind a shelf, toss it in the trunk, or hang it on the wall. Sturdy when you need it, invisible when you don't.
Number 3. 802Cam Cordless Brad Nailer. Let's talk about freedom. If you've ever dragged a heavy air compressor up a flight of stairs or wrestled a tangled hose around a cabinet install, you know the struggle. This cordless brad nailer from 802Cam cuts the cord completely. And here's the smart part, it runs on DeWalt 20-volt max batteries. So if you already own DeWalt tools, this slides right into your existing battery system. No need to buy a new charger or extra packs. Just grab the tool and go. It shoots 18-gauge brad nails from 5/8 of an inch up to 1¼ inches. It also drives crown staples, which makes it a 2-in-1 workhorse for trim, paneling, and even light upholstery jobs. Depth adjustment is tool-free. Just twist the dial to dial in a perfect flush finish. Safety is built in too. The nose must be pressed firmly against the work before it fires, so no accidental bumps. There's an LED light for dim corners and a belt hook to keep it close. Lightweight, balanced, and genuinely comfortable for all-day use. Leave the compressor in home.
Number 4. Doverman 12-inch Dual Bevel Miter Saw. A miter saw that cuts crooked isn't worth the floor space it sits on. Thankfully, the Doverman 12-inch Dual Bevel gets it right. First, that 12-inch blade means you can slice through stock up to 4¼ inches tall and 13 inches wide in a single pass. Crown molding, baseboards, thick hardwoods, no problem. The dual bevel design tilts both left and right, so you're not awkwardly flipping your workpiece around for opposing angle cuts. Just tilt the head and go. 9 positive stops at the most common angles, like 15, 22.5, 30, and 45 degrees, make repeat cuts fast and accurate. The built-in laser paints a clear red line exactly where the blade will land. No guessing, no test cuts wasted. Under the hood, a 15-amp motor spins at 3,800 RPM, plenty of power for hardwoods without bogging down. Safety is well thought out too. The ambidextrous switch works comfortably for left or right-handed users, and the clear blade guard keeps your view unobstructed. Everything you need comes in the box: blade, dust bag, clamp, and even spare carbon brushes. A complete setup straight out of the gate.
Number 5. Festool Clamping Elements 2-Pack.
Sometimes the best tools are the ones you barely notice. That's exactly the idea behind these Festool clamping elements. If you work on an MFT-style table with 20mm dog holes, these are about to change your workflow. You drop the element into a hole, step on the foot lever, and a clever, eccentric clamp presses your workpiece sideways against a bench dog. The entire top surface stays completely clear. No clamp heads blocking your router, no bars catching your sander, just an open, unobstructed workspace. They hold tight during sawing, sanding, routing, drilling, pretty much anything you throw at them. The low-profile design means you can even run a planer or router over the surface without fear of hitting metal. Setup takes seconds. Release takes a quick step on the lever. Repetitive tasks like cutting multiple shelves or sanding a batch of drawer fronts suddenly feel effortless. Yes, it says Festool on the box, so quality is a given, but the real value here is time saved and frustration avoided.
Number 6. Speed Tool 24-inch panel clamps. Glue-ups can be stressful. You lay down the adhesive, bring the boards together, tighten your parallel clamps, and then you notice it. The panel is bowing in the middle. Now you're scrambling for cauls and extra clamps while the glue starts setting up. These Speed Tool panel clamps solve that headache in one shot. They apply 4-way pressure, squeezing the joints tight horizontally while also pressing down vertically to keep everything perfectly flat. The parallelogram couplers make adjustment quick and intuitive. Just set your width and thickness, lock the pins, and start tightening. They handle panels up to 24 inches wide and anywhere from 1/4 inch to 3 inches thick. Cutting boards, tabletops, cabinet doors, wide door panels, all fair game. The steel construction feels solid, and the powder-coated finish means dried glue peels right off with a fingernail or putty knife. No rust, no sticky residue, no warped panels, just flat, flush joints ready for sanding.
Number 7. Plum King Miter Clamps. Perfect miter joints are one of those things that separate a good project from a great one. But holding those 45-degree corners together while the glue dries can drive you crazy. Tape slips, band clamps shift, and your once perfect gap suddenly isn't so perfect anymore. These Plum King miter clamps make the process almost effortless. Here's how they work. Apply glue to your joint, place the clamp on the outside corner, and turn the large ergonomic knob about half a turn. 4 hardened steel teeth bite gently into the wood while the bar squeezes pressure evenly across the entire joint. No gaps, no shifting, no frustration. The heavy-duty chrome-plated steel and aluminum alloy construction means they'll last for years without rusting or wearing down. Window casings, door trim, picture frames, cabinet molding, they handle it all. When the glue sets, just turn the knob back half a turn to release. Fair warning, the teeth do leave 4 small indentations on the sides of your trim. A little wood filler takes care of that in seconds. Small trade-off for flawless corners every time. Number 8. O-School Router Lift System. Let's be real. Adjusting bit height from underneath a router table is miserable. You're on your knees, reaching into a dark cabinet, fumbling with a lock, and hoping you guess the right depth. The O-School Router Lift changes everything. It moves all your adjustments above the table, where they belong. The lift fits most popular 3.5-inch cylindrical router motors, including models from Porter Cable, DeWalt, Bosch, Craftsman, and Skill. The aluminum insert plate measures 11.75 inches by 9.25 inches, with leveling screws and cam wheels built in. This means you can dial the plate perfectly flush with your table surface. No lip to catch your workpiece, no wobble. The real magic is in the height adjustment. One full turn of the crank moves the bit by just 0.05 of an inch. The indexed ring lets you make changes as tiny as 1/1000th. That's surgical precision. A locking device keeps everything steady against vibration. You also get 5 insert rings for different bit sizes, so stock support stays solid whether you're running a tiny roundover or a large raised panel bit. Above-table bit changes mean you never crawl under the table again. Game changer. Number 9. KFMK 2x42 belt sander and 6-inch disc sander combo.
A good sander doesn't just smooth surfaces, it shapes them, and that's where this KFMK combo machine really earns its spot on the bench. You get two tools in one compact unit. On one side, a 2-inch by 42-inch belt sander that handles everything from profiling furniture edges to grinding knife bevels. The belt flips between vertical and horizontal positions, so you can work the way that feels natural for your project. The work table measures 6 3/4 by 9 inches, giving you plenty of support. On the other side sits a 6-inch disc sander with its own adjustable table that tilts up to 45 degrees, perfect for squaring end grain, smoothing curves, or fine-tuning angles. Under the hood, a half-horsepower induction motor drives everything directly. No belts to slip, no power loss. It runs smooth and quiet compared to universal motors, which matters during long shop sessions. The kit includes a miter gauge for the disc, a tool rest for the belt, and all the wrenches and hex keys you need for setup. Woodworking, metalworking, knife making, tool sharpening, this machine tackles all of it without taking up half your shop.
Number 10. Fish Brad Point Drill Forstner Bit Set. No more ugly tear-out on visible faces. These Austrian-crafted bits feature sharp outer spurs that scribe a clean circle before cutting begins. The result is splinter-free holes in plywood, MDF, hardwood, even acrylic. Advanced cutting geometry clears chips fast, so less heat and less burning. Chrome vanadium steel holds an edge impressively well. This 29-piece set covers 1/16 to half an inch. Cabinet hinges, dowels, fine furniture work. Every hole comes out crisp and professional.